What's up? Welcome back. Man, it feels good to say that. We got the new space, but the same old face. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 30. It's an anniversary show because exactly 1 year ago today, I launched this show. It's wild how quickly time goes. But before we get into the show and everybody's favorite guests, we have a couple of announcements. This show is sponsored by Deliver Logistics. Tired of paying a fortune for delivery? Find out how Deliver's customized pricing can put more money back in your business. If you're not a customer, well, don't worry. We have something for you too. If you want to make money, join the Deliver Affiliate Program. It's really simple. You make the first contact, refer them to us through a web form. We close the deal, and you make the money. Links to all of that is in the description below, as well as our other sponsor. We are sponsored by Beehive, the newsletter platform built for growth. Get 20% off for 3 months as an official Deliver Logistics partner and a 30-day free trial that lets you have all of the things, all of their badass software, the new website builder. You get 30 days unlimited to that, and then 20% off for 3 months. You really can't beat it, right? Well, now that that's out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on with the show. Yeah, you know what it is. Hello, boys.
Hello, my little ducklings.
Hello, Dad.
Long time no see, at least not here on the Washcast. Wow. How you guys been?
Busy.
Busy. You still cleaning up poop?
I cleaned up blood today.
Your own, I hope.
Yours or someone else's?
Oh no, it wouldn't be mine.
Which one of the youngins was it?
My oldest, he fell and he hit his tooth, and it's a tooth. It's a tooth that he has to have surgery on next month. So this could go one of two ways. It might make us, if we can get this goddamn thing out, will save us $1,000. But two, we might need to bump this surgery up to tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're like, Elliot, just let me pull it. He's like, no, it hurts too much. I'm like, yeah, it probably does. But he's got that thing where his adult tooth is like coming in behind it and is kind of pushing it up. Like that clip from The Simpsons or something.
Yeah.
With Lisa Simpson getting all snaggletooth. It's like that.
Clear disclaimer to everybody. We're going to stress test, as Gavin Newsom likes to say repeatedly in his podcast. We're going to stress test Facebook and Instagram's censorship. We're going to see if the companies have actually changed. So we are now streaming to X and Rumble, as well as Instagram Live and on my Facebook.
You want me to stress test it?
I mean, that's what we're all going to stress test it at some point. Come on.
I'm so glad that it went that way. And you said Gavin Newsom and stress testing. I thought we were going to stress test our buttholes or something, because that's what
No. I told you have to do that
twice in 5 minutes. You've talked about wanting to be gay.
Well, guys.
Technically, we were all late and gay tonight.
We were late and gay.
No, Leah says it was her fault because she was distracting you.
Oh, yeah. No, Leah, don't. Yeah, it's not your fault. That was my fault completely. Let's see. Before we get into the show and we start yapping and running our mouths, hello to Gina. She said, oh, hey.
Hey, girl.
We got Leah in here. Love you, Leah. Who else we got up in this bitch? We got Mr.
making
Scott
him more
Awesome. Howdy, fellow defunded feds. Yes, I was in charge of figuring out if bears do actually shit in the woods. And since Elon, I'm out of a job. So we'll never know if bears do, in fact, shit in the woods, or if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? We won't know the answer to any of these questions. And they're what keep me up at night, folks. Just saying. Yeah, Gina said late and gay, I see. Who else we got up in this motherfucker?
I see we got Emerald in the chat. He's a good friend now. I'll be on his show after this one.
There's my buddy Eric over on Facebook says, let's go. Hey, Coach Joyce, how are you? Glad to have you here. Older Shelby, mi amigos argentinos. Hola. I'm not very far in my Spanish lessons.
That doesn't sound like you're speaking American.
If you can't tell. I wasn't. We got Galaxy Express Media in here. Hey, Galaxy, first time seeing you.
Emerald.
Thank you for being here.
I'll be on his show after this one.
I was going to ask you if you were.
Beautiful. We can. Well, you guys know what you're doing on the how to do the raid thing. Maybe we'll raid his stream.
This one.
Oh, it's a little ways after. Oh,
I don't know how late this.
I don't know how long we're going to go. Could we theoretically go 3.5 hours?
Probably.
But yeah, 12:30 Eastern is Emerald's show, and it's going to be a free for all, and it's going to be likely a good one. So
beautiful. Well, let's see how we get here. I mean, we have a lot we can talk about. It has been far too long since we've gotten to do this all together in just an intimate setting. And so I have no problem going for a while. Eric over on Facebook says W hot dog guy. So
yeah, Eric, listen, if you don't fucking subscribe to me, I swear to fucking God, I'll find you on Facebook and I'll make you do that at Third Railify on Rumble. Do it.
You won't even have me on Facebook. I'll be fucking totally disappointed.
What?
There she is. I've been waiting for her.
All right.
Paula.
Hey, Paula.
I knew you wouldn't miss.
Girl.
I don't see Paula in my chats either. I thought we had a thing going, Paula. I guess not.
She's right here. She's right here, sir.
In your chat, not mine.
Oh, in your chat. Well,
yeah,
she catches it when she can. She's got a very busy.
Where's she at?
School
I
structure.
see her. Okay.
Yeah. I've got her pinned on the screen. So let's see. Looking to make sure I didn't miss anybody up. Jay is here. Howdy, friends. Thank you for being here, Jay. Who else we got in here? I feel like I'm missing people because I'm scrolling so quick. But I think you've done good. Yeah, I think we're. Yeah, I think we're good. Instagram, nobody's watching on there, so it's fine.
What's that one heart?
Facebook would
what
be
is that?
Better turn up. That's from Facebook.
Okay. All right. And then you got so this is it 25 eyes are watching on, is that Instagram and Facebook?
That is going to be I think that's 25 as a whole.
Not that doesn't include Rumble.
Doesn't include Rumble.
If you ingress, no.
I didn't ingress. It's just from.
It doesn't include Rumble at all.
It doesn't. Okay.
Not that I'm aware. I don't know. Maybe one day they'll integrate better. Maybe.
Yeah, because we got.
Doesn't matter.
24 views just from X.
X. Okay.
So what is our total right now? 26. So that'd be one from Facebook.
Not enough. And definitely not enough likes. So if you're watching and you hadn't hit that like button on whatever platform you're on, smash it. Hulk smash.
Yeah, don't be a faggot. Hit the like button.
Like Chris Brown driving Rihanna to the Grammys.
Or
be
gentle and give it a little lick, and it's good.
Yeah, it doesn't mind a little
gentle,
bit of a tongue lashing.
Gentle little lick.
Right around the rim.
No, if you're gonna lick something, lick it like you put peanut butter on it, and then your dog goes after it.
Jesus.
We were testing the sensors, folks. Testing the sensors.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna test
Katie
the
sent me a
sensors
story about a girl
lot
fucking a chihuahua, so I
tonight.
gotta work on that.
Oh God, that one should be
Well, Daniel's here.
interesting.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you see my video that I did in the Scream mask?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That was effed up, but part of me was turned on. That's messed up.
Why?
I was like, that
Oh,
sounds like a good time, actually, but not in this particular situation.
Oh, hey, Daniel, welcome to the show. We're doing just kind of a long intro here because it's the fucking anniversary show, and it's going to be a shit show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. But since we do have some new folks from Facebook, why don't we go around the room here real quick, and we'll start with you, Chris. Tell everybody about you. Tell them who you are, because we got some new viewers. Let's go.
Well, hello. My name is Chris. I have the Morning Mayhem, not my Morning Mayhem, but you can find me at my Morning Mayhem on all platforms, because the Morning Mayhem, what, Sean, is one character too long. He loves it when I do that.
Totally.
Leah loves it when you say theater.
She does love it when I say theater. All right. So,
Theater.
Chris, the Morning Mayhem, I have a Friday morning show that comes out at 10 a.m. I cut up the segments. Usually I won't this week because the whole show was an interview. And then sometimes I put out little reaction videos, which I just did one the other night with this handsome fella right here, that I will be putting out. I don't know if it'll be out tomorrow, but it will be out very, very soon. It was a long one. It's a good one. That's what she said. And so I'm excited about throwing that one out there. That's what he said. And it's going to be a good time. So yeah. And then I stream on Saturday nights with this handsome fella right there that's got his wiener hanging out. And once a month, the first Monday of every month, I have my own personal live streams that go out there because I'm too afraid to do it more than once a month. That's pretty much me. Other than that, I've got the voice. They've got the looks. Let's do this thing.
All right. On to you, Mr. Wiener Man.
Wiener.
Man, StreamYard is glitchy. Holy smokes. Okay, well, hello, everybody that doesn't know me. My name is Sean. I'm of the channel Third Railify. And as you can see, I am in a hot dog. Why a hot dog? Because at a special occasion like this anniversary, the anniversary of all anniversaries, for the full wiener. That's what it deserves. Anyways, find me at Third Railify on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Rumble. But specifically Rumble because as you can see, I'm a bit of a prostitute, and I'll just talk about myself forever. So this is my channel. Look at this one. Look at this video. I did this first one in a Scream. The whole outfit in a Scream costume. The Ghostface Killer. Why? Because a married teacher asked underage boys to gangbang her while wearing a Scream mask. So obviously, I had to do the whole video in the Scream mask.
Had to.
Obviously. And then Mondays I have my nerd show with Mikey. Wednesdays, a show about nothing with Gina, Mom's Mystery Mayhem, another excellent creator. And then on Saturday, this handsome devil below me there. Saturday Night Off the Rails. It's a show about, I don't know, everything, news and guests and all kinds of stuff. But I'm kind of funny, kind of retarded, and sometimes I wear a banana. You know why? Because some people find that appealing. That's right. I went there. Also, sometimes a Yeti. And I just found our Halloween bin. So who the fuck knows what's in there? I think I saw a pirate hat. So might be a butt pirate looking for booty. Anyways, that's me. I'm Sean at Third Railify. So go follow me. And I'm at 450 on Rumble. 450. Who would have thought? I certainly didn't.
You're getting there, kid.
Slowly but surely. Anyways, that's probably my time.
Absolutely. Why'd you keep changing the layout there, bud? It was supposed to be like that the whole time.
I didn't change nothing. I
You changed it all.
I removed my thing. That's all. I removed the share. That's all. This layout is fucked, by the way.
I love this
The
layout.
fact that all of us share this thing, yeah, it's so fucked. I think Nate hogged all the layouts.
That's all right. We'll start going through and deleting them here soon. So with that said, I wish we could do this the other way around with one person on the top and two on the bottom. But
that's okay. I don't mind being on the bottom with you guys.
Know what I'm saying.
And back to the previous thing you said, I can say if I was in that community, I would be considered a bear, and I absolutely shit in the woods. So we know that one for a fact. That's called a callback, boys and girls. Enjoy.
Oh, that was great. That was fucking great. All right. Well, now that we've had enough time fucking around here, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show. No way. Older Shelby with the super chat up here at the top. Happy anniversary, people.
Aww.
Thank you. Thank you, Shelby. $20. I appreciate you, man. That is
$20
great.
is $20.
$20 is $20. You know what I mean? Sean's done some questionable things for $20, folks. Let me tell you. There was this one time he was in Toronto, and he was propositioned by a black
I was going to
guy.
also shave a Hitler mustache for like.
Okay, we're gonna get to the good story. Long story short,
Is Toronto
he
the only
dick for
Canadian
crack.
city you know?
The ADHD is overwhelming at the moment.
Yes. Oh, Gina gifted one subscription to the Washcast.
Look at that.
We
That was
love
sweet of
this.
My wife just asked me
We
for the link, so
love
she's going to
this.
pop in the chat.
her.
Love that.
And she did.
And there she is.
What up, Janelle?
Hey,
She did pop into the chat. My wife
Red
says,
Dead.
"Good Lord, Sean, what intarnation?"
Red Dead. She's
well, I have
red,
to-
and because of
I have
Sean,
to.
she's
I
now
have to
dead.
put my best wiener forward.
Hey, Ken. Ken is a colleague of mine, and he said, "Old man listening in, no money from me. You cheap bastard. It's all right. I still love you." He said, "I'll play a song on the guitar." However, that might
Hey,
be.
there you go. We
That
can
might
try
be. Yeah, that might be acceptable. Let me pull Shelby's because I want to put it up on the screen, not just in the chat. Let's see. Where the hell was it? This chat's going like a mile a fucking minute.
Yeah, because you're awesome.
And Emerald has gifted a subscription to the Washcast, which I need to say, one, that's amazing. Thank you, buddy. Two,
thank you.
Fuck, man. What about my show?
What about his show?
What about it?
Where the hell? I can't find his. I cannot find his super chat or Rumble rant.
Rumble rant.
Sorry.
Which one? The $20 one?
Can you?
Yeah.
Can't you find
You
it?
want to pin it on our screen?
Yeah, I want to put it on our screen.
Go, yeah.
Oh, it says happy anniversary, people. $20.
Yeah. Where? It says it in Rumble, but I don't see the chat in StreamYard.
Oh, no, because StreamYard's gay. I don't think it sees them.
Is it StreamYard that's gay, though, or is it Rumble speaking back to StreamYard?
Well, that's stupid.
Well, both. It's both.
Well, look at this. Captain Curfew was gifted a membership by Galaxy Express Media. Thank you, Galaxy. That is my aunt. You just got a nice little present there. Aunt Paula. There it is. Older Shelby, sub $20. Happy anniversary, people.
Go.
That was great.
Scotty says, if we hit 20 likes, will Sean wear the Scream mask? Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness. Seriously, if you guys haven't watched that video, it is. I try my best to be
No.
hilarious.
Coach
but you can tell
Joyce,
that
thank you.
you can tell that I'm dying while I'm making the video. I couldn't imagine like 10-year-old boys humping the shit out of a grown woman wearing that mask. I could barely make a video in it.
I thought you were gonna say a bunch of them humping you while wearing the mask.
I can't imagine that either.
Jesus Christ.
All right, boys.
Guys. Well, this show's gone off the rails very quickly.
Do you think I could get that mask on while in my hot dog?
Oh, that would be funny as
I
shit.
could be a screaming dog.
You would. The screaming good dog.
Yeah. So anyone watching, I mean, I'm so sorry. This show's it's off the rails immediately. It's dumpster fire. I don't know what else you expected.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Older Shelby was gifted a membership by Gina. Gina, thank you. She got one right back to her.
It's like the Three
Galaxy
Musketeers.
Express was gifted one. Yeah. I'm loving this, guys. Thank you so much to everybody. And thank you to Sean's lovely wife for popping in, albeit she popped in with quite a...
she talked smack in the chat.
Good Lord, Sean, what in tarnation? Yeah,
you guys sounds like something I should say.
My lovely wife talks a mean fucking game. That's true.
No, I don't believe they have.
No, Zuckerberg's over there watching and beating off to it. He's enjoying this.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I like
Ken
this.
Ken's still watching from over there, so that's good. Eric, looks like Eric jumped over to the Rumble channel to chat. But all right. Well, now that the craziness is out of the way. Oh,
that's not quite over.
Teabagging Therapist. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, one more rant there, bud.
You have one more. Oh, I have.
No,
oh shit! Thank you, Eric. Welcome back, brother. W Hot Dog Guy, bro's hilarious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Follow my channel, or I'll find you and kill you.
So, yeah, follow his channel at Third Railify here on Rumble. Let's go. Thank you for the Rumble rant, Eric. Much appreciated.
Go. I think I'm too old.
And with that, we're going to jump into the meat and potatoes of the show. So I've missed you guys.
Is that a personal attack or something?
Huh?
Is that a personal attack? You're jumping into the meat?
Jump into the meat.
Was it all beef?
You barely qualify as meat, sir.
Don't sleep on your stomach tonight.
Oh goodness!
Don't sleep on your stomach tonight. So let's talk about some stuff.
My wife won't be able to handle the gay innuendos. I just want you to know that.
That's fine.
She's gonna be like, "What the fuck's wrong with my husband?"
That's totally fine.
Okay. All right.
Let's talk about some stuff that has happened recently, because oh my God, is it funny?
Hilarious and also terrible. So what we're going to do for starters here is Scott Pressler posted this video. I like that guy.
And said, I don't use this word often, but Jasmine Crockett truly is wicked. This is
wicked assum or wicked witch.
So a tree fell on Governor Greg Abbott when he was 26 years old, paralyzing him from the waist down. His loving wife stayed by his side, and they have a lovely adopted daughter. If Jasmine Crockett represents a Democrat party, I want nothing to do with Democrats. Despicable. Here is what Jasmine Crockett had to say about the beloved Texas governor.
Because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now.
That's a pretty cool fucking name, though, eh?
Is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes.
As far as Nick
referred to him,
Hot Wheels, bro. if he doesn't come out and put like fucking flames, like a flame fucking decal and like Hot Wheels plastic flames off of his tires, and that would be the best fucking troll ever. Apparently, we've lost Robbie. That's okay.
No, I'm responding to a text.
He's all
Sorry.
over the place. It is tough to do these things, man.
Yeah,
I find you do it all the time. I do it once a month, and I find myself all over the place. It's
yeah. I'm a little out of practice here.
That's okay. Now
throwing that out there.
Listen, if my wife wasn't watching, I'd say Crockett was a reasonably pretty girl, but this hood rat thing it's an act that she's putting on. It's disgusting. It is so disgusting. She's actually an incredibly smart girl, highly intelligent. But when someone highly intelligent has to like dumb it down like that, and you know, do you guys remember the old study that said conservatives talk to black people normally as if they're regular people, but liberals have to like dumb down their language because it's fucking racism.
Right.
She's literally doing that. She is racist to black people by the way she dumbs down her fucking speech. We've all seen her talk, or maybe we've seen her talk like eloquently without the hood fucking accent, and it's nice. Now she's the fucking hood rat.
Because
Yep.
Your turn.
I did my hair today.
Well, we don't want
I didn't want
enter
to cut off.
blocking it. Yeah. So here's my thing on this is the yes, it is an act, and they're all getting the memo on the act, and the act is to beat. Because here's the thing again, Trump and everybody in his party are who they are, but they're significantly more relatable to the common man because they're genuine. It's like, look, Trump's an asshole. He doesn't try to hide it. You know, he's an asshole. He says what he says, but he's a passionate asshole. Like he comes out of the gate, like wanting to do good for you. Vance is straight up, but he's gangsters all get out when he gets on that mic. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are ruthless, but they're authentic because they're not trying to be something that they're not. They're not trying to sell you. Trump even mocked that the first time he ran. He goes, "Oh, I can act presidential and walk like this." But the Democrats got this memo that said, this is how we need to be. Be more relatable. Put on a front. Act like this. And we saw Kamala trying to do that when she was running. It didn't work for her, but they haven't figured out to drop it. So now, and you guys know I don't cuss a lot on my show, and I try not to cuss a lot anywhere, but in conversations it comes up. But these politicians are coming out nonstop, and Trump's done it too. But it's like the commonplace now for these politicians just to cuss and swear all over the place and say like these important things and these aggressive things, and they're trying to mimic Trump. And you can't do that. It's not who you are. You're going to drown, and the people see through it because the internet lives forever. So like you were saying, Sean, they can go back and see when this ratchety chick was out there talking perfectly fine and normal. AOC talks perfectly fine and normal, a little, perfectly fine and normal. And then Kamala Harris, perfectly fine and normal. And then let's go watch this clip when they speak to a crowd and talk like, oh, I ain't never seen the day that they didn't vote for one of us. And whatever.
One of us.
And I got hot sauce in my purse, sister. We in these hot ass streets, and my wig, it is messing me up, child, please. Yes. And it's like, it's all an act. It's so inauthentic, and people can see straight through it, and they hadn't figured it out yet. And I'm okay with not correcting them.
First time I saw a black girl in a wig, I was really surprised that it was a wig, and I don't know why. I'm a little embarrassed. It was like last year.
It's more proof of the Democratic Party not wanting to deviate from what they're doing. The people saw it with Kamala. They saw right through it, the way she would code switch at every different event she was doing. Georgia, you better thank a union member. And then in Pittsburgh, it was a totally different voice, totally different person speaking. And And so people did. They saw right through that. That's why we had 77 million votes for Donald Trump. Took the popular vote, took the electoral vote, won both the House and the Senate because people are seeing through it. And even more so, the Democratic Party is at its lowest rating in history. There was a CNN poll, an NBC poll, and I can't remember what the other one was, but it showed them at like 29% favorable, 26% favorable, and then the other one showed them at like 23% favorable. Like the Democrat Party is dead in America right now. And unfortunately, the terminally online, blue-haired, fucking they, them, wacko activists are the loudest in the room. They have no power. Let's not forget that. And so moments like this, when Jasmine Crockett goes after a governor who is paralyzed and in a wheelchair, look, I thought the joke was funny. I didn't like it. I don't think that's how members of Congress should be conducting themselves.
That's not the first one she's done, though.
Yeah, she did Marjorie Taylor Greene too.
Yeah,
Crockett's done that to Abbott a lot.
Yeah,
all about rolling himself over here and rolling. So when she's like, I would never do that. You just look back a little further, and she's got like jokes after jokes after jokes about him in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and then what was it she said about Marjorie Taylor Greene? That bad built butch body.
Yeah, big body something. Yeah.
Like, yeah, bad built big butch body. Like those kinds of things are not moving the needle forward, right, for them. And so the one thing that I did find, and I thought it was so entertaining, and it really shows the difference in skin between the Republicans and the Democrats. This was posted by Greg Abbott himself. Somebody put cracker of the day, Professor X, aka Greg Abbott, in a wheelchair, legend. Greg Abbott tweeted and said, gotta add this to my resume. Need the outfit. They see me rolling.
Oh,
like
great. That was great.
That was the best possible response to that meme. So these guys are legitimately like just taking it on the chin, and they find it funny. We're not offended by it. We're not pissed off by it, albeit there are some media hacks that would like to pretend that they are. And to those, I say, you're not helping the case. Just look, laugh at it, say, hey, you know what? I don't want members of Congress acting that way, and then let it go. Because same thing, while I thought it was, just to be clear here and show that I call things down the middle, when Nancy Mace did her little tirade about tranny, like that's not a way for a congressperson to conduct themselves either.
I know, but that was out of spite.
I know, and I want our government to be run properly, and I don't want it to be run into the ground by petulant children. Which, do either of you have anything else to add on this Jasmine Crockett thing?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So again, part of the playbook is it's always politics at large has been a popularity contest. We saw that with Obama when he got elected. He won not the popular vote in that sense, but like popularity. Like we wanted to vote for the name recognition, someone we knew, someone who was everybody else was voting for. It's almost like being back in high school and you got the class presidents, like whoever was the most popular won usually. That being said, what we are getting in Congress now, be it at an AOC age level or Nancy Mace age level, whatever it is, for whatever reason, we've got the TikTok crowd in there now. So what they're doing is consistently with the little quips, they're creating clippable moments. They're creating these little moments because instead of being a marathon, they're in it for these little quick whips, and they're getting the recognition and the push because even Hakeem Jeffries, I think, was saying, hey, we got all stars on our team. We need to be out front leading the Democrats, because the Democrats really don't have any leadership. They really don't. Who's the next person that's like, owning anything? That's like really like leading the pack. Tim Walz, that's a joke. But they're like, hey, AOC, they love AOC. Jasmine Crockett, they love Jasmine Crockett. And all he's doing is listing these people that have popularity on social media. And that's not how you win elections. That's what they think. That's why they bust out the celebrities. That's why they bust out the endorsements. That's why they do those clickable moments. But it's not how you're going to win now, because we've grown as a society to see through that. But that's what they're doing a lot with the cussing, with the punching back, and with these moments. And they are doing it on both sides. The Democrats are doing it because they have to do something drastic to get some kind of positive light attention or focus on them to move up in the ranks. The Republicans are doing it just out of spite, like Sean was saying. I think they're just tired of them being run over all the time. And they're just like, screw it. Whatever. Train. Do something, bit. That's all I got.
Yeah. I mean,
well, okay. So if you cede an inch, centimeter, whatever, then that's territory you've lost. So if you can no longer say tranny in the house, then you can no longer say tranny in the house, right? And then it will take something monumental to get that that territory back. And right now, Trump is that monumental thing, and where America is getting territory rapidly. And it's cool to say retard again. I mean, Don't tell my wife, she'll fucking flip. But it's cool to say that word again. And you could say all kinds of things. And so for them to be like, no, you can't say a plethora of words in the house where you should actually be able to say anything. I think the fact that she went up there and out of spite did it, like you will not move this line. I think that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I see your point, but I also I take some issue with the fact that it is kind of trickling upward, right? So this was posted from the official White House account the other day after Virginia Becerra Gonzalez, a previously deported alien felon convicted of fentanyl trafficking, was arrested by ICE in Philadelphia after illegally re-entering the U.S. So she wept when taken into custody. Picture attached. Okay, this is great. This is what I voted for. This is what I wanted to see. This, however, is childish, immature drivel.
But the George Floyd one is what?
Is fine. Is fine.
Is it? Is it?
Because it didn't come from the White House. This is my point. Had it come from Rapid Response 47 or Donald Trump's personal account, even, I would come to expect that because Trump is Trump. But for this to come from the official communications channel of the White House, I have a problem with that because it shows an incredibly unserious perspective on something that is absolutely serious. Yes, it's funny, ha ha ha, but we're letting a bunch of fucking Zoomers run the White House account. And it's not the first time they've done something like this. I want some maturity and some semblance of fucking normalcy back in our government. This is not transparency. This is trolling. This is transparency. This was completely just unnecessary. And I thought very, very counterproductive. And a net neutral, at least, because, and hear me out here, I know I'm going on a rant, but in politics, you have to realize that it is all about, it's all about political capital, right? And so Democrats are obviously not satisfied with their own party, right? We see that in their favorability numbers. And so the only way that you gain ground with those voters is by raising proper political capital. So doubling down on the border, getting people deported, giving them transparency, taking steps to fix the economy, making Doge more transparent, and how the processes behind the scenes with Doge are actually going. Because to my knowledge, Doge does not actually do any firing. They simply comb the data, make the recommendation to the appropriate department head, and then it goes from there, right? But those back-end processes have not been as transparent as I'd like. So what I would say is, to gain political capital with potential disenfranchised Democrats, these guys need to be leaning in to the campaign promises, the things that they promised they were going to do, and bring the positive things to light. However, I don't think Ghiblifying, or whatever the hell you call that, I don't think that gains any positive political capital. And for those more moderate Democrats that may see some things eye to eye with the Trump campaign, I think it ultimately hurts our political capital. You're wasting political capital for what? To own the libs. We already owned the libs, guys. We had a powerful mandate. House, Senate, electoral and popular votes. 77 million Americans voted unequivocally for this administration. But come next time, it could be 85 million Americans. It could be 90 million Americans. We could gain ground and cement the Republican Party to be in power for the next decade, which gives us a much better chance of being able to pay down the debt, being able to lower the cost of living, give people their freedoms back. We have an ability now, because of the ratings that the Democratic Party is looking at, we have the ability to bring more of those voters in just by getting the job done and making life for every American better. Those memes are wasting political capital. You said you disagree, Sean?
Political capital is incredibly fleeting. It's here 1 minute, gone the next, only to be found again a moment after that. Okay? Because Donald Trump got an unprecedented mugshot. And he was guaranteed to win that election because that is unprecedented and amazing.
Well, he also got shot.
Hey, wait, we're getting there. Jesus, why don't you just go to the back of the story and just fucking read how it ends? Anyways, so then he was guaranteed because he got a mugshot. But then all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, nobody gave a shit. But then they read that he was on trial, and then everyone was like, "Oh my God, he is guaranteed to win." His political capital was sky high, only for no reason, for people to just forget. And then it was, kind of whatever. And then he knocked Biden out. He knocked Biden out. And then, it was a thing. And then he got shot. And everyone was like, "Oh my God, he got shot. It's totally over now. There's no way he can't win. Just can't hand him the keys to the White House this second." And then Kamala gets in. They're like, "No, we'll do Kamala instead." And all of a sudden it was like, "Holy shit, it's a fucking 50-50 race." I don't think political capital exists for anything longer than a fleeting moment. If I can, for a moment, in just a month or so ago, the Canadian Conservatives were going to win a supermajority never seen before in Canadian history. And then Mark Carney gets appointed, stuffed in there. And all of a sudden, whoa, it's going to be a liberal majority. How the fuck did that happen?
Because he went to war with Trump.
Literally nothing happened. Like nothing really happened. All the Canadian politicians said the same thing. There was nothing differentiating them. Political capital is just a fleeting nothingness. It's a fleeting thing. So this meme, it was funny. It made people laugh, and then because the people are stupid, because we all are. Let's be honest. It will be forgotten 15 minutes ago.
By the base. That's it.
What you think? Centrists who are trying to survive. Centrists who are going to the gas station and going, that gas is going down. That's pretty crazy. It's affordable now. And look at these eggs. Jesus Christ, he did it. He brought these eggs down. Holy fuck. But I'm really mad about a meme. Sure, the eggs are inexpensive, and the gas prices are falling. But that fucking funny meme, shit. I don't think, man. Was it slightly uncouth? Yes, it was maybe slightly uncouth. But was it a tranny fucking lifting up its top, showing its tits at fucking? No, it was not. So I mean, if we compare them, I think Trump's still doing fine, even if he had a funny meme.
That's the thing. I don't want to compare the two because I see this in every debate, right? There was one on Piers Morgan the other night where Benny Johnson was on with Brian Tyler Cohen and somebody else. And it was like they were talking about the Signal chat, which we'll get into here in a minute. But they were going back and forth on the Signal chat. And literally the entire discussion was, oh, well, Hillary Clinton's emails. That has nothing to do with this. Oh, well, Joe Biden wasn't competent. When they're talking about the competency of these people, like, the mistake that Mike Waltz made, those things. Well, it was, they're clearly incompetent and don't know what they're doing. Benny's like, well, Joe Biden for 4 years. Like, I don't want to go down that road because you can tit for tat that out all day long. But the fact is right now, the administration that's in is not free from criticism because they're doing a few good things. When I'm serious. I'm being dead ass right now because they are not free from criticism because of that, right? You have to call a spade a spade. You have to call balls and strikes. This was a poor choice on the part of the official White House account. The initial post that they made was perfect. They didn't have to follow it up with a quote tweet of a Ghibli meme. It just didn't need to be done. It was excessive, and it from an international perspective, for people that aren't here and don't understand the politics, they're looking at this like they're taking nothing seriously. Why should we take them seriously? Like, it's.
What do you mean international?
It worries me. There's people from every other country on fucking Twitter. There's government officials from every other country.
You like Donald Trump or you don't like Donald Trump. He's one of the most polarizing political figures of all time.
Yeah. And even if you like Donald Trump, that doesn't make him free from criticism. I like Donald Trump.
Sure. I have plenty of criticism. I genuinely have plenty of criticism with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And namely, I mean, the Epstein files, that was a massive debacle, but also his handling of Ukraine. Massive debacle. But this is like such a small thing. It's the tiniest thing.
It is, but again,
so itty bitty tiny. I mean, he massively fucked up.
Effects.
No, I mean, this is a pea under a stack of 100 mattresses, and then you being on top, being like, I can't sleep. This pea is too big. It's the way that he fucked up the Epstein files. That to me is that's a big black fucking mark. That is I staggering mark.
I don't know that was him. I think that was more Pam Bondi.
It falls on him. I mean, it falls on her too. It even falls on Kash Patel. But It's a big mark that goes across the three of them, and the way
am I
he's
the only one here that doesn't really give a fuck about the Epstein files? Like
well, I mean, I
don't care
do. I
about
want to know what's in them. We kind of already know what's in them is what we already know. The reason why I care about the fuck up is because it was a promise. This was going to be done, and then it wasn't. That's the black mark. And it's like, this is going to be done, and it's going to be done in a good way. But then the FBI was like, actually, and but also Pam Bondi being like, they're on my desk right now. What, bitch? You didn't fucking read them. You didn't go over them and see that they're all redacted, and you didn't know this was the same shit that was already released unredacted like a year ago.
Right.
In fact, it was those files unredacted a year ago that got me demonetized off YouTube. Those cunts.
So the chat seems to really care about the Epstein files. Sorry, guys, I'm indifferent on it. I mean, ultimately,
there's only so much kid fucking we can take.
Well, not just that, but here's the problem, and it's what I'm seeing a lot in the chat. Nope, I want them arrested. Arrest all of them. Like, that's fine, but you guys have to realize that these Epstein flights and all of this was going on for decades. Okay. Many of these crimes are long past the statute of limitations. And even if you arrest them, they're never going to see trial. They're never going to see jail time. So at that point, the only reason I don't give a fuck is because what is it going to do? It's going to expose them. And that is it. Sure. That's something, right? But like Sean was saying previously, we all know how that goes on the internet, right? It's there, it's popular, and it's gone in a New York minute. So I don't foresee the Epstein files doing. It's not going to be anything earth-shattering, and almost nobody's going to be held to account.
Sure, but as content for us fucking talking heads to talk about.
Well,
Let me make my
great.
videos, Robbie. Let me make.
That's great. That's great, and I would love to see that. I'm just saying, I personally don't give a shit what they do with them. However, something I do give a shit about is what I wanted to segue into next, and that is the Signal controversy.
I'm sorry. Can I chime in on that before we move on? I didn't get to
please
throw anything out there. You guys were on great rolls. I'll be brief.
No, you're good. You're good. Do your thing, Chris.
I agree with points on both sides on all this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the meme was funny, and I thought it spoke to the base. But there's already so much out there that's being used against him, out of context, that when they're throwing it out there, stuff like this, they can use that again. Because again, this is that image to the base funny, to people that are on the fence, maybe not funny. Maybe like, oh, this woman's being taken away from her family. This woman, here's another family being separated. Here's a woman who's built a life here and she's being taken back. This is like a big gray area for a lot of people that did vote for Trump. They're like, let's do this. And now they're seeing all this. And they're like, I don't know if I really like the way he's doing it. So it's kind of a gray area out there, I think, for people. And, you know, and I can't help but relate this to like church when you go to church and you speak to church people and you talk to church people and you do church people things with church people, you're not really expanding the church. You're just doing it in the church, right? And you're supposed to be reaching other people. So in that sense, in that regard, we did a really, really good job. I say we, I mean like the Scott Presslers, Trump on his own, Vance, whoever, all this did a really good job of pulling people in to the party. The left did a lot of it because they kicked them out because they didn't agree with every single thing they believed in. But we were there. We embraced them. We pulled them in. We said, hey, we're going to change some things. And we have. We've done a great job. Trump's been phenomenal at it. But already today, I mean, my timeline on Facebook's been blowing up about how Trump signed an executive order to take out anti-American and hurtful things out of the Smithsonian And everybody's like, they're going to take all this out about slavery and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. But it's being used that way out of context. So I liked the meme. I thought it was funny. If I saw the White House do it while Kamala was in office and it was something different, I would have thought it was distasteful for the White House to do it. So to have, like you're saying, Robert, that same thing, I don't love that it came from the White House account. Would have thought it would have been funny from Trump or, whoever. But from the official White House account, I would have rather, again, but that's me because I'm kind of corny, cheesy, plain white toast kind of guy. In the sense of, like, again, I don't like all the cussing and all the immaturity and everything in the office. And we're seeing a lot of that. And I would like to get things back to normal because, again, like you were saying again, Robert, we went from, 77 million, we can go to 80 million, we can go to 90 million, but we're only going to do that not by convincing more of the base, but by reaching more people. And we do that by showing them that the adult is back in charge and that we're going to take things seriously and we're going to handle all this stuff with care, but we're going to do it fast, quick, and in a hurry and get where we need to get. So I kind of see it on so much of this both ways. And you guys said a lot and I had thoughts on all of it and I can't think about some of the other stuff. The Epstein things, like we got people that are in jail for flying, kids to islands and pedophilia and all this and that. To who? That's kind of the thing, is that they did it and there were no victims, or they did it and there was nobody they were doing it for. I think the Epstein files would be necessary to really paint that picture, at least to the public, like this is legit and these are the people. Because again, how many times have we seen, and I hate to be the cancel guy, or side with the whole cancel thing, but how many times have we seen, like a Robert De Niro just outright, cut down MAGA and then come out with a movie and MAGA's like, we're not watching it, or whoever, Rachel Zegler, like, just come after MAGA and come after normies and everything. And people didn't go out and see the film. So, This list comes out. How would we, I don't know. Part of me is like, I would like to know that I'm not supporting, pedos that are harming children. And plus some of these children, obviously not children anymore, but some of them probably have stories and they would probably like to see their people outed and justice served in some capacity, even if it's just public justice, even if it's just the shame. So that's where I line on the Epstein thing. Yeah, maybe nothing can be done from a legal standpoint, and I don't want to spend a lot of our taxpayer dollars trying to do something if there is no end to it, if there's no payoff in there, there's no return on that. But at the same time, just the public shame and the public justice, there's a lot that can happen there. So I would like to see that exposed, but only if we could kind of figure out who went for those nefarious reasons. Now that's where you get in some issues, because just because somebody flew on the plane doesn't necessarily mean anything. You can see patterns, you can see purpose in there if you dig far enough. But again, it's kind of a mixed bag. Do we really want to focus on this, or do we want to move over here with that? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'd like to see it come out, people get exposed. I would like to see the White House account take itself a little bit more seriously. I think we got a lot of great people that are in there doing what they're doing and being serious. I think, Sweet Caroline, God bless her, she's doing a fantastic job, and I don't think she's immature or anything. I think she's one of the sharpest ones. I think she's one of the sharpest ones, and really doing a great job. And I would like to see more like her. And yeah, that's it. I don't mean to take away from your segue there, but no, that's all I had on that.
You're good. That's no, it's all great insight. So before we segue into the next topic, just want to remind everybody, if you haven't already, hit that like button, comment, share it with your friends, consider subscribing to the channel for only $5, because the streaming software is not cheap, and I want to be able to keep this going for as long as I can. So regular shows are coming back. I will be filming one of them on Sunday, so that'll be coming. But yeah, like, follow, comment, share it with your friends. Let's do this thing. On to the next section. The signal thing. So let me start it with a question. How does the most left-wing, Trump-hating journalist
I have an
gain
answer.
access
I
to
have an
signal.
answer. Do you want the answer?
Is it a short one?
No.
No. Let me give you the answer.
Okay. All right. The answer
Let me
is
give you the. It's Mike Waltz, and Mike Waltz should be fired. Here's why.
it's kind of the answer, but the answer is war with Iran. That's the answer. War
Well,
with
here's
Iran.
Mm,
Also, you have
I
two
don't know that that's coming.
subscription- You have 2 subscriptions that you need to address.
Where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at? Oh, Gina gifted a subscription to the Washcast, and Chris. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Look at all that red in the chat. That's looking real nice.
Building a red wall, baby. Building a red wall.
Thank you. And so my thought process on this is it's Mike Waltz, right? This is supposed to be the national security advisor. And he went out on TV and he made all these claims and said, oh, well, you know, it wasn't a staffer. Maybe it was somebody's name that was in my phone that was under a wrong number. And it's like, you're the fucking national security advisor and you can't get your own contacts right. We had the Trump administration come out and say, well, it was a staffer. Mike Waltz directly contradicted that. So my question is Mike Waltz compromised? He could very well be. We need him out. We don't need Hegseth fired. We don't need anybody else fired because none of what was released, according to the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, none of that information was classified. So they don't need to be fired. However, in my opinion, the extenuating circumstance is Mike Waltz added a far left journalist who is hell-bent on destroying anything and everything he can Trump to a group chat that he had no business being in. So fire Mike Waltz. What's everybody else think? Sean, we're going to move to you because you have the long answer and you said war with Iran. Explain that.
It's a short answer.
Iran
War
or
with
Iran?
Iran. And Iran. Iran so far. Anyway, so war with Iran.
They ran away from
the
Iran.
Answer. Because what is the Atlantic? Well, the Atlantic, sure, you can wipe your ass with it because it's basically toilet paper, but it's leftist. But what is it really? The Atlantic is a neocon publication. They love war. They want war. They need war. That is what they want. So put leftists out of your mind. Put all that other shit out of your mind. Neocon. That's what you're thinking right now. War. All right. So what were these plans about? These plans were about bombing the Houthis back into the Stone Age, where they should probably be bombed. Well, okay. Well, this shouldn't be fucking a complicated set of dominoes for you guys to follow. See, once you sufficiently attack Houthis, Iran is right there. They're connected. Okay, but the public. See, that's the thing. This is where the Atlantic comes in, right? You think this Goldberg fella was somehow mysteriously added? No, he was deliberately added. There's no leak. This isn't a leak. This was a deliberate thing. Why? Because the Atlantic was supposed to do their part and was supposed to write about why we need to go to war. I'm so serious. This is absolutely what it is. The Atlantic, I don't think they did their job. They were literally supposed to start ginning up public support for war, not just with the Houthis, but hey, you know what? Wouldn't it be such a bad idea going to war with Iran because there is a nearly 50-50 split in Trump's administration between those that want war with Iran and those that don't. Trump has sadly surrounded himself with neocons that want war. It's like Bolton all over again. They want war with Iran. They want out of Ukraine. so they can go to war with Iran. Iran hasn't done anything to anybody, really. They're just kind of trying to carry on. And for some reason, they want war with Iran more than anything. And so
our own government.
The Atlantic was supposed to gin up the support. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised that it was just the Atlantic that was roped in on this. I would have thought it would have been a few other publications as well. They're supposed to start ginning up public support for the war. So when Donald Trump goes, that's it, we're going to war, everyone's like, yay, we're going to war with Iran. Except somehow this whole thing has backfired. And the backfiring of it, the egg on the face, that is the misstep. That is the fuck up. And they need to figure out why the Atlantic didn't do whatever was agreed to. Why they went back on their word. Maybe it was to, stab Trump instead of doing what they had agreed. Maybe that could very well be. But that's the issue. Not the fact that Goldberg was in the chat, because it was a very honest, very reasonable conversation about Europeans are pussies and we're going to use jet fighters. We're going to use F-18s to bomb these cunts. I mean, that's all normal stuff.
And that brings me to the point of, I don't think that needed to happen. I don't think this PR stunt needed to happen because of this next video. And this is reported on by Straight Arrow News, who I actually very much enjoy. They are very nonpartisan. But this is a little 2-minute video talking about the U.S.'s warning to Iran.
The Trump administration is raising pressure on Iran, demanding a full disarmament of Tehran's nuclear program. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz said over the weekend, Iran must give up all nuclear enrichment, weaponization efforts, and long-range missile development or face consequences.
Iran has to give up its program in a way that the entire world can see. And this is, look, as President Trump has said, this is coming to a head. All options are on the table. And it is time for Iran to walk away completely from its desire to have a nuclear weapon. And they will not and cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapons program.
The remarks come as President Donald Trump confirms he sent a letter to Iran's supreme leader offering a deal to avoid military confrontation. The message included a 2-month deadline to reach an agreement or face tougher sanctions. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, rejected the offer, calling it a deception. Iran's foreign minister echoed that view, saying talks are impossible unless U.S. pressure eases. Iran accelerated its uranium enrichment, informing the UN nuclear watchdog it plans to increase production up to 60% purity. That's near weapons grade. The country insists its nuclear program is peaceful, but international monitors warn time is running out to limit Iran's progress. Waltz says the U.S. will not return to a partial deal or settle for what he called the tit-for-tat diplomacy of previous administrations. Iran remains under 4 rounds of fresh oil restrictions, and the two sides appear far from any agreement. Waltz says diplomacy is still possible, but the message to Tehran is clear. Give up the program or else. For more of our unbiased, straight fact reporting, download.
So, I think our own government has made it pretty obvious that they are ready to go to war with Iran if they don't dismantle their nuclear program.
They can have, if I remember this correctly, they can, if Iran really tried, they could have the proper material for a nuclear weapon in 2 to 3 months. And as I said earlier, there's all kinds of things I can very sternly criticize Donald Trump for. And some of that is the way he's handled Ukraine. Donald Trump really liked to talk about it's not my war. This war would have never started if I was in office. Blah blah blah. He did that, and then as he did, which was great. But then he pulled I get these fucking presidents mixed up. Who was the one that took on the Vietnam War? Was it Nixon? It was Reagan. Reagan? Was it Nixon? Oh, I don't know. One of those presidents. Why do I mix up those ones? Must have been Reagan. Point is, he didn't start the Vietnam War, but he got elected, and then he took it on as if it were his baby, and then it became his baby. And Trump is doing that, and he wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to get in and go, "Wow, Ukraine, you are losing really fucking bad. What have you done with all the money we've given you and all the weapons
Vietnam
and everything?"
Spanned 3 presidents, by the way.
Yes, I know, but everyone remembers the one where it started to go really fucking bad, and
that was under Lyndon Johnson. It started under Dwight Eisenhower. No, it started under Dwight Eisenhower, and then it went to Kennedy, and then went to Lyndon B. Johnson after Kennedy was assassinated.
I thought it went to,
and that was the
Reagan,
and then maybe Nixon, but it never made it Reagan. I don't think.
I don't know.
Lyndon Johnson saw the major escalation, which was all the large scale troop deployments.
No, so, the time is when you should. Oh shit! It's time to walk away. Well, the point that I'm making is Trump should have done that, and then he should have walked away and said, "You know what? We're normalizing relations with Russia. Ukraine, you are. I recommend a deal. Here's a deal." And if you take it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. You are on your own. Best of luck. But he didn't. Now he's sitting down in Saudi Arabia, and he's getting fucking dunked on by the little green goblin every press conference. Trump is being made to look like an idiot because Zelensky will just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that." Fucking Trump gets disrespected in the goddamn White House. Like it's a absolute disaster. But the point is, with this Ukraine thing, Trump took his eye off of the Middle East. And so Iran's working towards like actual nuclear weapons, and the Houthis are acting up, and the Palestinians are, well, they're acting the way they act, and Israel's acting the way Israel acts, and Trump's eye is off the fucking ball. Like, I mean, Russia will handle Ukraine. It's happening at rapid speed. Like, focus on the Middle East. And so, I mean, Trump's trying to wrap one thing up and get to the other, but he's not fast enough. And so the neocons, they want the war before the Iranians, they get the missiles that can make things very, very spicy. And the Atlantic was supposed to help with that, but I wonder why they decided to go the other way and stab Trump in the back.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I mean, left-wing reporter, left-wing editor.
I know it. It reminds me of the fox and the frog and the scorpion, or the fox and the scorpion. That old allegory. But
yeah.
They want war, so they could have got a war from Trump. The only time the media called Trump presidential is when he sent missiles into fucking wherever he sent them.
He sent javelins to Ukraine.
No. When he blew up, was it Syria? Chris said Syria. He sent a bunch of fucking bombs, missiles into Syria or some shit, and then the leftist media was like, "Oh my God, Trump is so presidential. Maybe he's going to rise to the occasion," because they thought he was going to be about war at that moment. And then he was like, "Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. We've calmed things down. It's fine." And they're like, "He's a fascist." So I would have thought maybe the Atlantic would have played ball. I'm surprised that they didn't. But
interestingly enough, on the Ukraine topic, actually, this came out of EU Today. Zelensky rejects U.S. mineral deal, citing conflict with EU aspirations and national sovereignty. Has stated he will not sign a proposed bilateral agreement submitted by representatives of Donald Trump's administration if the document undermines Ukraine's obligations to the European Union or hampers the country's accession processes. The draft agreement, delivered to Kyiv in recent weeks, triggered concerns over its compatibility with Ukrainian law, constitutional provisions, long-term foreign policy objectives, Zelensky stressed that Ukraine does not regard the military and financial aid provided by the United States over the past 3 years as a debt to be repaid. His remarks came as Kyiv reviewed the contents of the proposed agreement, which includes provisions that observers describe as granting extensive economic rights to the United States over Ukraine's natural resources and infrastructure. The document envisages a mechanism whereby the United States would receive full revenue from Ukrainian natural resources until the cumulative value of U.S. assistance is recovered. Great, I'm all for that. Thereafter, the U.S. would be entitled to 50% of all future revenues derived from those assets. The proposals effectively retroactively reclassifies past aid as credit to be repaid with interest. Zelensky's position is supported by constitutional requirements that any such international agreement must be ratified by the Verkhovna Rada, Ukraine's parliament. However, the draft reportedly contains no reference to ratification, raising concerns about its legal standing. Officials in Kyiv maintain that without parliamentary approval, any such agreement would be void, and securing the necessary votes is considered politically unfeasible. So at that point, they're going to reject the minerals deal.
It's not a real deal.
If they do, bye-bye.
You mean reject it again?
Yeah. Again. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Listen.
The
minerals deal.
Time. Here we go.
The minerals deal isn't a real deal. It's not, because it's not a contract. It's not a treaty. It's not fucking anything. This minerals deal, which is I can't even adequately explain how complicated a deal like this would be. It would be in the many thousands of pages long, right? Many thousands of pages long. A deal like this would be, because it's both a treaty and a contract and banking agreements, and it's a fucking mess of what it is. So many thousands of pages long. It is shorter than some website terms of service. Like, you agree to more when you fucking agree to TikTok than you do reading this fucking thing that's a couple pages long. Yep. It's shocking. So the Rada would have to ratify it. The House would have to ratify it. Neither are going to. Russia is occupying most of the territory, or a lot of the territory where the stuff is anyways, right? But also, those mineral deposits, they're already owned by other people. So who's taking that away? What mechanism of action is going to take those mineral deposits from the companies that already have them? Who's doing that? Who's paying it? It's not in the thing that's not a contract or a treaty. It's literally it is too vague. It is unenforceable, and it's dumb and it's bullshit. And the fact that people go, oh my God, this thing, it's fucking stupid. It is literally the dumbest fucking thing I have ever read in my life. But you know what it actually is? It's like when a girl, you guys know what a girl is, right? Very mischievous thing. It's like when a girl, sits down. Maybe you're in the food court or something, right? At a mall. Food courts are like places in malls. You kids are probably too young to know what a food court is. But point is, it's a place in a mall where you go to eat. And then, like, maybe you get like a burger and you get some fries. And then I'll get you something. She's like, oh no, I'm not really hungry. Maybe I'll just get like a water and something completely unrelated to what you're eating, like a small salad or something. And so it's fine, whatever. And you sit down, and then she starts picking at your fries, and you're like, oh, hey, what in the actual fuck? I was gonna get you your own fries. Well, I don't want my fries. I want your fries. It's like a shit test. That's what this is. That's what this not treaty, not contract thing is. It's a shit test. It's basically, Zelensky, are you willing to agree? I'm testing you. Sign this fucking paper that means nothing. I will not sign your paper that means nothing. Well, you're obviously not willing to play fucking ball yet, so I guess we're going to keep, I don't know, being stupid or something. That's all this is. The fact that people are putting so much, I don't know, attention and emphasis on it. It's frustrating. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like an intentional play to get Ukraine to say no, and so the U.S. can go, all right, whatever, go normalize relations with Russia.
But the EU is saying no, as well. Russia and America, they bilaterally agreed to the resumption of the grain deal, the Black Sea grain deal, and it was pretty much everything that it was before, with the exception that some of the agricultural banks we're going to have sanctions removed, so they can actually be paid for the food that's being shipped out, and there's going to be some a handful of sanctions removed off of the foodstuffs, because Africa needs to be sent grain and shit, because they was kangs, they forgot how to farm. But the point is, the EU was like, no, America, we are not doing the thing that you are telling us to do. We will not abide by your Black Sea ceasefire, your grain deal. You fuck yourself. We're not doing it. And then so now Russia's like, well, what are we going to do now? America hasn't even mentioned it. They're like, oh shit. Maybe we're going to wait a couple days. Maybe the EU will change their mind, but they won't, because they want the war. It's a sunk cost fallacy now. They're going to destroy themselves completely and thoroughly in order to win. They won't, they can't, but they're going to try. That's what this should be the moment where Donald Trump goes, you know what? We made it the grain deal, and the EU is blocking us. Because they're blocking us, they say they can do it themselves. I will let them. Europeans,
yeah,
this war is all yours.
Not the case. Yeah,
and then just
let them fuck around and find out.
But they won't, and they're not, and it's making me mad. Like this fucking thing could be solved easy. Just walk away, and it's solved.
Yeah, be done with it.
Yeah, I
wipe
agree.
your hands clean of it.
I don't know,
Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of deal is out there that's legit or not legit or anything. But to your point, I think it's like, look, hey, we're America. We've been fun. And because Trump's got to do something to get us out of it, because Biden and them put us in it so heavily. And that's the case with, there's so many different groups fighting each other. We're funding this side, and we're funding this side of a lot of wars. It's just whatever. But we're in it, so we got to get out of it somehow. So I think the idea, like you're saying, it's just like, hey, look, here's a mineral deal, or here's an offer, or here's whatever, give them some territory, do this, do that, and they'll stop. Everything will stop. We'll move on with our lives. And as long as he keeps saying no, it's like, okay, look, we got things to do over here in America, so y'all have fun with that. And like you said, wash your hands, move on. I think most Americans would be okay with that, except for the brainwashed ones that think we have to take care of Ukraine. Just like, as a Christian, I think Jerusalem is a wonderful, state to exist and all this and that. But I don't think we should be funding them out of our pockets on a regular basis and giving them more money than, our taxpayers get back in their taxes and stuff like that. Why are we funding another country to exist? I mean, I know we put them there and helped them get there, so we're slightly responsible for some stuff, and we're slightly responsible for some stuff in Ukraine, because we told them a long time ago, hey, give up your nukes and we'll provide protection if Russia ever invades you. So that's why we,
those were Russia's nukes.
Okay. But my point is, we've made all kinds of deals across the board. I think we had some obligation to do some stuff, but I think we've exhausted that. So with what you guys are saying, yes, it's time to wash our hands. It's time to move on. Most of us are tired of it. Most of us are ready to move on. And I think we should. And as far as the signal thing goes, now, I don't know if it was an intentional leak, in which case fire Mike Waltz and anybody who was responsible for it. I don't know if it was an accidental leak, in which case fire Mike Waltz and anybody responsible for it. So, we got troubles with the Waltzes. So we got Tampon Tim and Minstrel Mike. So these guys are just, just screwing everything up left and right. I'm okay with neither of them, getting near the White House again, if this is what they're going to do. Again, the problem that I see, and it's going to repeat because Washington is just full of it. It's the leakers. It's the traitors. I'll say that boldly, traitors. People that want to see Trump fail, that are in his cabinet, that are staffers of whoever, all across the place. Things are going to leak. Things are going to fall apart. So I'm okay if something leaks a little bit and we find it and we get rid of them. But if we allow it to continue to happen, it's going to be like a drip, drip, drip faucet, and it's just going to end up flooding at some point. So, yeah, I think it's time to jump on these things as soon as they happen. I mean, dude made an honest mistake. I hear you. I get it. But dude, this is your job. This is, you can't make that kind of mistake. You got to go. Sorry.
Yeah. No, 100%. So you mentioned somebody else that I want to talk about tonight.
I figured.
And that would be Tim Walz. This is specifically what I want to talk about. As most of you know, Kane, or Glenn Jacobs, mayor of Knox County, down in Tennessee, former WWE superstar, issued a challenge to well, let me pull up the other video as well, to Tim Walz. And when he appeared on Gavin Newsom's podcast, it's utterly hilarious. So yeah, here it is. It's get ready for a little bit of a giggle. So
I know I can run them. How do you fight it? This notion I could kick most of their ass. I do think that I know I can run them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
So that presumption was made, to which Glenn Jacobs responded and said, "Hey, we'll do a wrestling match for charity, right? Here we go." And he recently spoke on Piers Morgan's show about this. And I want to play a clip from that.
Walz, the Minnesota governor, of course, who was Kamala Harris's running mate, went on the Gavin Newsom podcast, and he said this:
"You got to respect people you disagree with, and you can't just dismiss people." This
How
notion
do you fight it?
This
I
notion
think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they wanted to. I know I can run them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing. Well, that did prompt you to respond. Understand it. All joking aside, Governor Walz has put our money where our mouth is in a charity wrestling match. We'll split the gate 50-50 between our chosen organizations. I'll kick things off with a $10,000 donation. What do you say? Now, my first question, have you had any response from Governor Walz?
I have not, which is really surprising. I thought at this point they'd reach out to me. But I have had a lot of response from other people. And with pledges from credible sources, we probably have about $100,000 pledged, as well as I do have a corporate title sponsor for the event. So I think that we could raise a lot of money for charity.
Well, you are, I believe, 6'8" and over 300 pounds, famed for your choke slam, one of the most dangerous wrestlers in WWE history.
One of the strongest, too.
The Undertaker. If I'm Tim Walz, I'm swerving this one.
Well, one thing you have to remember, though, I'm 57 years old myself. It's not like I'm a spring chicken. I haven't wrestled a match in 6 years at this point. And if we need to even the odds, I'll wrestle with my hands tied behind my back. I'll wrestle blindfolded. Anything that make him feel comfortable, I'll do it.
How far would you go? I mean, obviously in WWE it was all theatrical, but it took a lot of skill. I watched it close up, and it took a lot of skill for big guys to do that in the way that you did it. If you actually got in there with Waltz and he started really hitting you, how would you respond? Could you kill him with your bare hands?
I don't don't know that I'd actually feel it if he actually started hitting me. But nevertheless, no, this match would be safe. Obviously, it's for fun and for entertainment purposes. I promise Governor Walz and his family, he would not get hurt. I would be in professional like I always have been. If you ask the people I've worked with, I've always been safe. I make it look real, but I don't hurt anybody. And ultimately, I think that if he were to call me and say, hey, Mayor Jacobs, I'm going to take you up on this, and we would have some fun. And at the end of the day, yeah, we'd still have big political differences, but I think we'd walk away friends.
So, $100,000 in donations to charity. Mayor Jacobs has said that he will be safe. And there's a corporate title sponsor for the belt. I say go for it. I think this would be an absolute beauty to watch. Is it just me? Is that just my inner wrestling fan? Like, going back first thing I think is like going back to like the Andy Kaufman days, right? Somebody totally unserious stepping in the ring. Like I think that would be hilarious to watch. And I'm a little disappointed in Tim Walz after he made his big, Billy Big Balls talk on Gavin Newsom's podcast, having not responded. All in all, though, I'd love to see it. What about you, Chris?
That's what he does, though. He said, I can't wait to debate him, talking about JD Vance. I can't wait to debate him. I'm gonna wipe the floor with him. And they debated, and we did the live stream for that. And it was embarrassing.
Go back and check that out if you haven't seen it, folks. It was hilariously bad.
It was so bad. I felt bad for Tim Walz almost. I'm like, dude, you were so out of your league. Imagine going against Kane in the WWE. I'm just
the face. The Tim Walz face from that night.
And Kane, by the way, the only person that has beat Brock Lesnar in an arm wrestling match in the WWE. But anyways, yeah, that whole Tim Walz interview, and I may segue into another thing by accident, so I apologize ahead of time. But the whole Tim Walz interview with him, I mean, first of all, Gavin Newsom, not exactly a shining example of true masculinity. Tim Walz, not an example of true masculinity. You know where I'm going. We may cover another story of somebody else who's not a true masculinity that's out there doing something and got some drama around him. Not you, even though I think he's on your team. But anyways, that's besides the point. But we could break that whole interview down, or that one segment down, and everything says, how do we stop him? How do we? Well, he's asking how we stop people like us, the independent media, from sharing the news media freely without having some restraints on us. Well, that's not encouraging to hear from someone who wants to be in a leadership or presidential role. How do we stop them? How do we silence them? I think I could kick their asses. I mean, it's a load of nonsense. And then he had like a rally where he's like, the right gets to control the narrative of this and that. It's like, bitch, you guys control the narrative. We're just now starting to get a foot in the door, and it's because of stuff like what we're doing and winning people over, And so he is so out of it, and I cannot stand the guy. When he was first introduced, I was like, okay, maybe this is that lovable kind of coach guy in the neighborhood or whatever. I mean, I wasn't going to vote for him or like him either way, but I was like, okay, maybe he's a nice little innocent, older guy or whatever. But I'm like, this guy's a total putz, or putz, I guess I should say. Like, what a weenie. And I mean, this guy's in a wiener costume, and he's less of a wiener than Tim Walz is.
Was that a personal attack or something?
Tim isn't even a fucking wiener. He's a sock puppet. Xi Jinping has him forearm deep up his asshole, making him talk. He has the CCP written all over him.
Oh yeah. And we got wiener and sock in the same conversation. I went somewhere else, but yeah. I'm gone now. But yeah, I mean, it's just I can't stand them because, again, they're so disingenuous. They want to be tough guys. And again, that's part of the MO now. It's cuss, be the tough guy, be aggressive, get out in front of it, basically be Trump. And they just suck at it, and they can't back it up. I mean, Tim Walz couldn't back it up in the in the debate with Vance. He wouldn't be able to do anything in a ring with any of us. I've been in the ring myself. I mean, I'm like Kane. I'm just not 6'9" or whatever. I'm 5'9" and over 300 pounds. Let him see if he can toss my big ass around.
I missed this comment here. Older Shelby said Arnold and DeVito.
Oh God. Yeah.
It'd be like watching Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. My God.
Older Shelby was coming with some good movie references in the chat. I've been picking them up. That's great. It's great. Lord of War was in there. Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's how I mean, of course, it's kind of ridiculous, the whole thing, but but again, you know what? It's almost it just literally like light bulb just it's almost like a play out of Trump's playbook where Trump would say something ridiculous and then we would do, the media would do stories on it for days focused on this ridiculous thing while Trump would be over here doing something else. So I'm wondering if that may not be like, let's just say stupid, ridiculous stuff to throw off everyone's attention so we can do other stuff over here. Or if they've figured that out yet. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Sean, your thoughts. Is it something that something you'd want to see?
Something I would want to see.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Tim get chokeslammed.
I couldn't care less.
You
couldn't
care less. Want to see Tim Walz get chokeslammed through a table?
For real? Yes.
For real. Yes.
For pretend? I don't give a shit. I don't care.
You can't pretend
also,
to get slammed through a table onto the floor.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Sure you can.
Shit hurts.
The table breaks your fall. You don't think I slam my kids through tables all the time?
Don't say that on stream. Don't say that on stream.
I don't. But hit them with a chair. That's something different. No.
CPS is going to be at your door tomorrow.
Sean, I think it should be a tag team match. And since, Chris Benoit is no longer the Canadian crippler, RIP, we should have the new Canadian cripple, mental cripple right here, take his place. And you can be Kane's tag team partner.
What am I supposed to do? Hit him with a hammer?
I don't know. Hit him with whatever. Hit him with your wiener.
Jesus. No, but it won't happen. Ultimately, do I want to see it? Sure. Who fucking cares? Or no, or it doesn't matter. Will it happen? No. Because liberals cannot do cool things with conservatives because that goes against the code of being a liberal. Right? It's just
true. I mean, look at Fetterman. His own side ate him alive because he voted, or spoke
conscience.
Conservative.
You can't speak in defense of. You can't do a cool charity event for. You can't do like a joint bill, or you can't do any of these things without because the left.
Not even that. Look at how much heat Gavin Newsom got for doing podcasts with Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon.
Yeah,
you
can't do anything on. No cooperation. It's a circular firing squad. That's the left, and it's a series of ideological tests that go farther and farther and farther to the left. And that's one of the reasons why they're so crazy is because we've started to go so far to the left. So many people have been trapped in that circular firing squad. They've been taken out by their own. And so they're in the political wilderness, or they've been pitched off into or to the right. We've swallowed a bunch of them up, but they're crazy and they're dangerous. Earlier, Robbie, you said, that the Democrats are dead. Well, that makes them extremely dangerous because you know what a dead thing is that's still moving around and shrieking? It's a fucking zombie, man. And they're gonna eat our brains.
Ours.
It's not like they have any. They're gonna try and go for ours.
Nothing a double tap can't solve.
Well, figuratively, literally, doesn't matter.
But you're right on that too, Sean, about being dead, because then they get to play the underdog and the victim, and they're really good at that.
Yeah, they get off on it. You're gonna watch. You're gonna watch all the women have these strange erections because they know they're the underdog and victim in the next election, and you're gonna go, it's an erection. You must be one of those modern women. Nice.
It's that congressman woman thing.
So on that note, we mentioned, the Democrats being dangerous and playing the victim, and it's what they're good at, right? Well, as of late, we have been seeing Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez doing rallies throughout the country in historically red areas. And it's an interesting combination because in a lot of ways, Bernie Sanders is a populist. In a lot of ways. Let's not deny that. AOC is a full-blown socialist.
In what ways is he a populist?
His fucking trade, like his trade policies.
I'm pretty sure he walked back every single thing he ever said because they just happened to align with Donald Trump.
But that doesn't change the fact that it's who he is. And if he realizes the Democrat Party needs a pivot, this could be Bernie's moment. And that worries me a little bit. However,
Bernie's moment for what?
To run. I mean, look, the last two times he ran. No. Hear me out. The last two times he ran, he should have been the Democratic nominee. But he got fucked over by the DNC. Bernie had a massive grassroots movement, and the Democratic Party instead chose to screw him and go with Hillary the first time around. And guess what? They lost. He had a chance to run against Trump in 2020. But once again, the DNC picked Joe Biden.
But he didn't have a massive groundswell that second time because, he was talking about the millionaires and the billionaires. And then all of a sudden he dropped the millionaires because he became one and all of his fucking shit changed. He's not the same Bernie as what everyone loved fucking wherever when him and Trump were fucking almost identical on the majority of their shit. He's a wholly different guy.
Now, my question through all this is this Bernie preparing AOC to try to lead the ticket in 2028? I hope she does.
I don't think they're gonna. I think no, not for 2028. I wouldn't burn. I wouldn't burn AOC for 2028 because assuming MAGA keeps some semblance of momentum, and let's say they stay reasonable and mostly keeps their nose clean, and America is somewhat better because it's not going to be a perfect 4 years. I mean, there's already hiccups right now, but it was a really good fucking start. But the point is, let's say America ends up in a net positive place, right? Mm-hmm. Which I think will probably be easier because most of the fucking illegal or a good chunk of illegals are already gone, right? So that's better. I think a lot of people go, hey, these 4 years were pretty good. This JD Vance fella, he's got memes, and he's gonna continue this on. And so I think 2028 is going to be, should theoretically be JD Vance, but then after that, in 8 years, I think AOC is a weapon. Like AOC is absolutely a weapon.
I think she'll fade into irrelevance before that.
I don't think so.
Especially if Bondi decides to go after her for her little online training courses on how to avoid ICE. I'm just saying.
Well, and she should probably be pursued for that. But AOC is she's the child of TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. She's going to hold on to her 15 minutes of fame, and all of that, like her donate to her and whatnot. She's going to hold on to that harder than Haley Welch did. The Huck to a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think AOC is going to be around for, quite a while, because she likes living high on the hog. She likes living above the peasants. Of course she does. I would like to live above the peasants, namely myself. I think that would be great.
Yep.
And you have a super chat or a Rumble rant here that you should probably take care of.
Oh, do I?
I want this guy in my chat.
See it.
This fucking Shelby fella,
Oh,
get into my chat
Older
with these
Shelby.
fucking Rumble rants.
Oh, he said, Robert, read the poster on your wall. He absolutely loves this. But this poster right here.
Make yourself big. What are you doing? Showing shit in a little box.
This poster right here says, in this place, we always salute our flag, support our troops, buy American, say Merry Christmas, say one nation under God, respect our law enforcement. If this offends you, as we're obviously politically incorrect, there's the door. That's me, right? I don't like to throw the term patriot around because everyone uses it. But that right there is the ethos that every single American should be following. Right there. That is American nationalism. That is American pride. So, thank you for that Rumble rant.
I want this
Shelby,
guy in my
thank
chat.
you so much.
You get in there, Shelby. You get in there. At Third Railify, do it.
So, you mentioned TikTokers, Sean, which brings me to the next segue.
Hold on.
You got something to add, Chris?
Yeah. So I don't think they run her this time. Or if they do, they run her just to get her name out there. I do think that they may try to push her as vice president on the ticket this time, and then president the following time. Because I think if this is a good 4 years, it's going to be one of those sacrificial lamb kind of situations, but it's going to put, whoever's president out there and but she's going to be out there. I think Bernie's doing a great job helping her get relevance and getting her face out there more and more and more. I do think she's one of, if I'm not mistaken, one of the better I won't say crowdfunding, but one of the better at raising funds, fundraisers, donations for the party. And they love that. So I think they're going to try to milk her for all they can. No pun intended. For that.
I'd milk her.
Right. So I could see her going after Schumer's seat, like they were talking about, and utilizing her again for fundraising and for, the clicks and all this and that, while simultaneously continuing to push her name out there more and more and more and more, because again, they think it's the TikTok-y popularity thing that's going to get them elected. But if you go look at, first of all, Bernie Sanders has never had a job. At least AOC has had one. Bernie Sanders has never done anything except for milk the government. Maybe he's trying to milk AOC. I don't know. But this is all they know. This is all they do is this big talk. He's never sponsored a bill ever. And all he's done is serve Congress. He's never once sponsored a bill. He's co-sponsored several, like renaming post offices or something. AOC has, I think she sponsored a bill or something, but nothing's ever made it to the floor. They're both failures at their job. Legitimately, they're just popular. So because of that, again, I think they're feeding off of each other and building up that popularity. I want to say Bernie said he was not going to run because of how old he is. I could be wrong. Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't think he does run. And if he does, I don't think he gets it, because I think the age is going to be a really true factor on that one. I do think AOC is a weapon now. They just haven't used her in her, true form, so to speak. They're getting her to that point and grooming her into that position, because she did come from being a sassy bartender chick that had no money and was complaining about payroll and, how's she going to afford to do this and that. Now she's like a millionaire. And, so she's definitely being financially groomed, by those that do that in DC. But, I think they're getting her ready. I don't know about for 2028, but I would say 2032, we should definitely be not surprised if she's one of the main one on the ticket potentially. But yeah, I mean, and too, when you listen to like people on the streets getting interviewed about these rallies, these fight the oligarchy, people are like, yeah, I don't know what their platform is, but I'm just here to listen. And then an interviewer asked Bernie Sanders, he goes, so what's the plan? How are we going to fight him? He goes, that's what we're trying to find out. It's like, why are you here then? You're just saying the stuff to get people excited. He's like a hype man. He's like Wee Man running across stage, getting people hyped up for the show or something like that.
Yep.
And he's not the show. He really isn't. To what you were saying about all, or what I think might have been Sean, like his policies were in line with Trump's. His policies are so fluid, just like Gavin Newsom. He says what he has to say to be popular and to get the vote. I think he was ideologically consistent for a while, but he saw that was getting him nowhere with the party he continues to connect with, even though he's supposed to be an independent, but he always runs as a Democrat when it's president time. Then he goes back to being an independent. He is such a flip-flopper in that he has to toe the line to stay in good graces with them, that he basically stands for nothing. He's nothing more than a hype man, and now he's hyping her up over himself. I think that's what it's doing. It's hyping her up for the next level that she's going to be in.
I could definitely see that for sure. And real quick, because I want to get to these last two topics, but while we're talking about presidential runs, I just want to real quickly get a little feeler from you guys. Apparently, I've been seeing on X that Joe Biden plans to run in 2028.
Which one?
Well, I'm assuming it'll just be someone from Central Casting, but is he even going to be alive in 2028? We haven't seen him.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
We haven't seen him since he stepped away. So is he going to be alive, or is it going to be like Obama in a skinwalker suit? Like how would that even happen? The man is already like gone.
He's not. He's not going to run. He's not.
You don't think?
No, he can't. He's already too old. He's not going to run. But do you know what he is though?
Do you think he's going to try?
No, he's not going to try. But he's mad. He wants to run. If he could run today and do it, he would. He's mad. He knows he got fucked. He got tossed aside. And that ticket was going to lose regardless. It was destined to happen, I guess, whether it was Kamala or him. But he genuinely believes that he got fucked, and he did. It was the official, actual name, the real name for it is called the Palace Coup. And so yeah, he got cooed, and
Shelby says, "Run for what? Run for his life."
Well, I mean, he can't run for his life. He can hobble with a cane or something.
Yeah.
Or the point is, he's mad.
He'll be dead long before then.
He will be dead. Maybe probably. Hopefully he lives as long as he can and a happy life or whatever. Amen. Whatever. But he's just mad. He got fucked. He got palace cooed. And he knows it, and he's mad, and I'll show them. He's still, he's old. He's got piss and vinegar and shit like that still. So, he's mad. I would do it. I'd want to run out of spite. And I'll show them how good I am. And then when I win, then I can die. That kind of thing. And
is it bad that I kind of hope he does try just so we can get him into one of the primary debates and just watch him fall apart? Like, does that make me a horrible person?
No, it makes you a person who likes funny things.
Oh, okay, good. Chris, your take.
Oh, no, I don't think he's going to run. That's pretty much my take.
Would you want to see him run? Just just for the comedic value?
You know, part of me says yes, but then part of me, back to the serious side of things, is I would actually love to see a really, really good Democrat run. I would love to see a Republican run to where their ideology are so similar and they're only skewed on slightly different things, and they're both very, very qualified, because I think that's when we start winning and healing as a nation. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the left is just going to continue to go further and further and further to the left. I don't know when it's going to come back around. But when you look back in history,
Obama Romney.
God no, I hate it. I didn't vote for either one of them bitches. I couldn't stand Romney. Obama was a flip flopper, or no, Romney was a flip flopper. Couldn't stand Obama. No, but I mean, like, genuinely, like back in the day, like when Reagan was running against folks or JFK was running against folks and all, I mean, they were all, you know, not too far off of each other. They both were like, yeah, close the border and, you know, take care of the, you know, veterans and yada, yada, yada. And now we've got so far apart. Yeah. So, I mean, I would love for us to get closer and closer back together, but I mean, that's a pipe dream there.
Yeah. I think the only way you do that is by finding a Democratic populist and letting a Republican populist run against a Democratic populist and see what happens. I mean, at that point, it is truly a war of ideas and not ideology. Mm-hmm. So you take the culture war out of it and you focus back on the key issues. And if you have things like, you know, I hate to go back to this podcast again, but Gavin Newsom did a podcast with Steve Bannon. And a lot of the things that Steve Bannon stands for as a populist are things that there are members in the Democratic Party that also stand for those same exact things. You know, Bernie used to be one of them. You know, it is it's an unfortunate scenario because you can't believe anything that comes out of Newsom's mouth.
Nope.
But there seem to be some levels of agreement between Steve Bannon and Newsom. So, you know, there's an interesting dichotomy there. There are people on both sides of the aisle that have a populist mentality and different ideas on how to go about it. It's just, can we get those people at the front and center? I think JD Vance is going to be our best bet in 28 because he's going to be undoubtedly running on a lot of the same policies that Trump ran under. And I think that's our best way forward, especially with what we're seeing now. You know, the base is riled up. The base is happy. The base is impressed with JD. Let's run him. He'd have a great chance. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we do have to remember there is going to be a primary season for both parties. So we'll see what happens. But
well, we already know it's the same thing that's going to happen that always happens. Every election cycle, the same thing happens. One party gets in and it's big and it's like, yeah, we got to keep this momentum for the primaries. And it just doesn't happen. And so the Democrats are going to get in. So the second 2 years is going to be shit. Nothing's going to get done. It's going to be gridlocked. And then JD Vance will get in. And then the first 2 years of Vance's first term, that'll be good. But then the primaries, and then that's right. That's the same cycle it's basically been for fucking the dawn of time. And so I don't expect anything to really change it. Trump voters vote for Trump. Trump voters don't vote for people who are not Donald Trump. So they just stay home and they go, well, Jesus, take the wheel. And they're like, oh, shit, the Democrats got in. Oh, well, it's fine. Because Trump's still president. That's what it's going to be. And then after that, they're going to do it again. And they're going to do it again. And they're going to do it again. Because people are stupid.
This is true.
We'll see.
I mean, we'll see.
So,
history is just going to repeat itself.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this was such, I don't know. I think normally I wouldn't disagree with you. Normally I wouldn't disagree with you on this one. I don't know. I think it was such a monumental shift this time that we've seen so much change in both like where people are getting their news from, their influence from, how they're voting. the voting block shifting like they did, I truly think there is the potential that we keep this party going if we stay consistently, on it, pushing it and everything. But again, that goes back to your point. Are we going to do that part? But I think this is one of those times there's more of the potential than any other time that I've seen, where we've got a lot going for us to where we could keep this going, and we may not swing back. In fact, we may not swing back for a while. If they keep failing like they're failing and we keep winning like we're winning. But to your point, Robert, about Vance, I like Vance. I would like to see him more present in what's going on right now. I'd like to see him take on some of these tasks and be out in front of the media, because that's where he shines. So, hey, look, Pam Bondi's in front of the media. Hegseth's in front of the media some. I haven't seen Vance that much. I think he needs to be out there a little bit more. He that's where he's strong. Use him where he's strong. He's just like, we're talking about wrestling, but sports or whatever. You use your players where they're strong, and Vance is strong out there. So put him in charge of a couple things where he can be in front of the media, make his plays, get his name out there, get his image out there, and really grow it. I think we need to see more of that from him. But it's there. Somebody just needs to tap into it and let him roll.
Agreed. So let's move into, I guess it's the last two topics of the night. One of which is a little more lighthearted than the other, and then the other one's going to be a little sappy. So let's talk about everyone's favorite gay boy who turned out to, shocker, not be gay. Harry Sisson is apparently a dirty little dog and has been seducing, I think what was it, like 11 women?
Yep.
And getting nudes from them and everything else, all at the same time. And he's playing these girls. And so the left is canceling him for being a predator. The right is still calling him a fag. There's no, he's not winning on any front here. However,
listen, you can be a fag and not be gay.
That's right.
Yes.
There's a whole South Park episode about that.
That's 100% correct. And he is definitely a fag.
If nothing else, though, I think this, despite the left's reaction and, the right, even the right's reaction, I think of both sides, it's kind of blown out of proportion. This is normal 20-something young guy shit. This is what Gen Z does. It's fucking normal for them. I think it's being blown out of proportion. But that's just me. I personally, the biggest issue I have, and ladies, listen up. I'm going to give you a tip from a gay man.
But it's not that tip, ladies. I'll give you that.
It's not that tip. Calm down.
I'll give you that tip.
Yeah, I outsource all of that to Canada. I'm going to give you a tip, ladies, from the gay community. If you send a nude, you always get one back. It's a negotiation. If you're going to send a compromising photo, they need to send a compromising photo. It's how these things happen. Do not send them nudes if they are not going to send them back. Don't do it. Don't do it. They have leverage. Prepared. You have leverage.
Or be prepared. Maybe you don't mind if your tits are on the internet. Maybe you don't care.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. But maybe that other person doesn't know that and decides to post them. And then you're like, oh, by the way, Harry has a tiny pecker. Post. You don't want to go into anything without leverage. So ladies, no D, no V. Just that's how it works.
Or send them in like Telegram. You can send the spicy pictures and they destruct after 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so you can see the business, and then it's gone. And
unless they screenshot them or something like that.
I don't think you're allowed to with Telegram.
Yeah, I think Telegram blocks it.
Maybe you can get around with it with another app, but it's 3 seconds, so you'd have to be like really ready.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about that app.
Yeah, exactly. So my stance on it is it's a nothing burger. He's a 20-some-year-old dude. This is all normal for them. They were all consenting adults at the time the images were sent. I think everybody's overreacting. Chris, to you, what are your thoughts? You have a daughter, so this should be interesting.
Well, I'm not going to go the direction you think I'm going to go, and I wish I had some tinfoil or aluminum foil here to put on. I think it's all a play. First of all, I think he's gay, and I think that the left. I have two thoughts. One was my own thought that I came up with after seeing this, and the other one was highly influenced by the Black Conservative Perspective show, and he has a great show, by the way. And his made sense. And then, or excuse me, that his was kind of in line with mine. And then, Liberal Hive Mind pointed out something that I was unaware of. So, two takes. One, I think he's gay. I think the left is pushing this modern masculinity thing because it keeps coming up in conversation. So now he's this ladies' man and everything, while he's still very effeminate and very not masculine. And they're saying, this is masculinity. Look at him. This is how you get the chicks, guys. And this is how you be a player, y'all. This is what you want to be. Like, this is our future. He's our guy in our spotlight and our highlight right here for the Dems. Like look at him. Look at this. And all these chicks, I think, are just, playing their part. They're like, oh, yeah. Like they're reading a script almost. Like, he sent me this and this. And they're looking for their own personal fame out of this, I think, as well. I think it's an act as far as that goes. However, there's another layer deep that I was unaware of, and most of us are unaware of. And if you YouTube search or Google search, you will also still be unaware of because it is suppressed. So, unrelated but related. Follow me here. Jennifer Lawrence was one of those actresses who had her nudes leaked. And one of them was like her butthole or whatever, I think, right? So she goes on all these like late night shows and all these places, and she keeps dropping the word butthole or asshole or whatever when she's talking about people or situations or whatever. So if you go on Google or whatever and you start searching Jennifer Lawrence asshole or butthole or whatever, you start getting all these quotes and everything. She, with her team, figured out how to suppress the images by filling it up with this other thing.
It's been a tactic for a while. Yeah,
exactly.
Smart.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. You're with me. So Harry Sisson's current drama and a controversy, if you start typing any of that in, it's going to come up with these 11 chicks and all this and that, blah, 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 blah.
And not the fact that he was tied into an agency that was being predatory towards little boys.
Camille, yes. Yep. Who approached him, who approached 14-year-olds and groomed them, who approached these other people. As that story was making ground from, who was the one that broke that story? It was, I had this pulled up because I was excited about it. I know I'm not going to have it now that I'm looking for it, but whoever broke that story, they were like, yes, I broke the story and now I'm being attacked and yada, yada, yada. Sarah Fields, I think was her name. And yes.
Yeah. And there was another TikToker that talked about his personal experience with it as well.
Yes. And people are starting to come out and talk about it, but it's hard to find. Thank God for Elon Musk buying X, because that is where I've been able to find most of the information. Because if you Google it, what do you find? Harry Sisson and the 11 chicks, Harry Sisson and the 11 chicks, Harry Sisson and the 11 chicks. I'm on page 3, 4, 5, 6 of Google. Harry Sisson and the 11 chicks, Harry Sisson and the 11 chicks. It is being intentionally suppressed. So I think it might be both. I think they're saying, okay, well, he's our it boy. He represents the Dems and he's already been linked to us. We got to do something with him. And he goes through Camille, who got all these people to work for this agency. So we got to cover for Camille somehow. Let's put Harry out there and make him a playboy, even though he takes it up the ass. And let's make him modern day masculinity. We can kill two birds with one stone. Again, tinfoil hat here, but it makes sense to me that they would do something like this. Fellas, your take.
There's a better use for that tinfoil, bro. Like, you can wrap a hot dog in it. You could cook chicken nuggets. I don't know.
Not hot dog though.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's so much better use for that tinfoil because that I think is 100% correct. Like I may as well not even be in the big square because that's basically what I would have said. Although I would have said it's basically it's like beard ops. He is as you know, gay as the day is long, but now he's a player with all of these women. They're like his beard. It's beard ops. And as for the other thing, that stands perfectly to reason. It has long been a tactic. Well, I don't know, for fucking a long time, that because the internet is forever. People have learned that the internet is forever. So if I can't remove it, I can bury it. And then so that's what you do. You just go out there and then you just hammer keywords. You just hammer the keywords. So then the news stories, the algorithm, everything will just keywords. And then the real thing is, page 5, 6, 7, 8 of Google, where people don't go. People go to pages 1 of Google, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, and then they give up. So if you can get it to like pages, 8 of Google, then you're probably safe. So yeah, Chris, I think you've explained that pretty well. He's still a flaming homosexual, but I mean, it's fine. It's his thing. But it's beard ops, and his agency is filled with pedophiles.
Yeah.
Democrats are going to Democrat.
Yeah. Yep. Get my boy Blue.
Well, so we're going to get a little sappy here, guys. Okay. This is the 1-year anniversary of this show. And it's been an interesting, very fun year. I know this is technically episode 30, but obviously we have done a lot of other stuff together in this year. And first and foremost, I just want to tell you both how unbelievably grateful I am to have you two in my life as partners in this wild content creation game. I also want to apologize that I have not been as present as of late. Life happens. Things get a little crazy.
Building a trafficking empire is hard.
Yeah, truth. Very true. Very true. Funny enough, one of the nursing homes that I deliver to, anytime I walk in there, the one nurse I hear yell from across the building, "Hey, Pablo!" So apparently I'm Pablo Escobar now, just without the cool mustache.
I get that.
But no, I love you guys. I appreciate you more than you know. And so for this last segment, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of our favorite moments throughout the year. I mean, I loved each and every one of the debate night streams that we did. But I think for me, election night was it. That was something that 9 hours, man. We went for 9 freaking hours. And it was just, it felt natural. It went off without a hitch. It felt like we've been doing it for fucking ever, right? And that's partially due to the the chemistry we all have here on screen. So I'm not going to make this long-winded, but I love both of you guys to death, and I'm glad to be back. Looking forward to being back even more here soon. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. I am blessed by God to have you both in my life, and I can't thank you enough. So on to Sean, since he was in the picture first. Sean, favorite parts of the year?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't know what I did
He was
yesterday.
lost in the sauce.
No, I don't. Sometimes I was actually quite intoxicated, but no, I don't really remember. It's the ADHD. What the fuck do you want from me? No, but I will say, but the whole God thing. Yeah, it is weird how we became friends. How we found one another, and it does. And I know we've kind of like beat this drum a little bit, but it's rather improbable. Like I still don't understand how just the way it all came together, and then the way that the friendship blossomed. So I am truly grateful for that, and now Robbie, when I talk to you about my wife, she knows who the fuck I'm talking about because she has a face to. I can finally stop saying the guy that bought me the hats. So I mean, so that's great. And Chris, same goes for you. I can stop being like the guy that bought you the condolence card. So that's really great. As for memory, yeah, I don't really remember a whole lot. I do remember some of the debate streams. Sean met them at a glory hole. Yeah, swap, by the way. Yeah, okay, sure. That's what it was. A glory hole. And I was all like this.
Virtual glory hole.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it was one of the debate streams. I think that's the one we watched where Joe Biden got fucking nuked from orbit.
No, I think the first one we did was the Trump Kamala.
Did we not watch the one where he got nuked from orbit?
We didn't.
No, because I was at an actual watch party that night.
Oh damn! Well, then maybe it's the Kamala one.
Yeah, it was the.
I remember one of them. Yeah, where we watched it and it was so bad, and we laughed and we laughed and we laughed, and that's. I mean, aside from what Jackie says, without the sexy stuff, laughing is like my favorite thing to do with you guys.
Yeah.
No.
Agreed.
Sexy stuff is lower down the list.
It's mostly due to you. It's mostly due to you, the laughing. Like, you're fucking hilarious, dude.
I am not that funny. I'm like 6 out of 10 funny, 6 out of 10 handsome. I mean, with this hair, are you kidding me?
I disagree.
Yeah.
Strongly disagree. But
there we go.
Nah, man. I love it, man. Thank you for being here through all this, and going forward, it's gonna be even better, man. Chris.
Oh, also one of the things.
Oh, you got anything else? Yeah.
Before you bring him up, one of the things that I appreciate is how we all had our own chats. And now we have a chat, if that makes sense. They've come together. Like so Danny was yours, Leah was yours. No, Leah's mine. No, but then like Coach Joyce and I think probably from me, maybe Joyce, maybe Gina from me, and probably Chris a little bit. But Jackie was for me, Jay, me, and then it's just like we've like come together.
You got Aunt Paula from me.
Yes, correct. And it's just like it's our chat. It's like a thing. We're like the three musketards. That's right. That's the thing. And so we've all kind of like we've come together, and we've I don't know, we've like built a thing.
Weird dysfunctional little family.
Yeah, it's like what's that movie where like the three is it like the three dads have like a baby or a little girl?
3 men and a baby.
3 men and a baby. It's 3 men in a chat.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
Anyways, that's all I needed to say. But I do love you guys. You're family to me.
Same goes for you, brother.
Yeah, man.
And thank you for introducing me to Chris and You know, all these
Did I do
other
that?
amazing people,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that was you.
I don't remember.
That was you.
Yeah.
Don't
That
remember.
was you. Yeah. Well, now you do.
No, I don't.
Just take his word for it, man.
Right?
I'm happy. I'm happy it happened.
You and me both. Chris, your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, you know, kind of to sound like everybody else. I just think it's really cool that we all came together. I mean, Sean's channel and my channel are not exactly the same kind of stuff. What you cover is not the same as, you know, all of us, and we all have our own thing. But, you know, I just reached out to Sean one day. I don't know who reached out to who, and next thing I know, I found you through Sean, and you know, we found all these other awesome folks, and everything just kind of worked and clicked. The first time the three of us were on screen together, I was like, okay, this works. And of course, Sean, I got to give credit to for giving me legs on these live streams. You know, I didn't know if that was something I was going to do, but I'm getting a little more used to it. Still a little overwhelming, but yeah. So, you know, grateful for both you guys in every possible regard. Your friendships are awesome. Building what we've built is awesome, and it's exciting to see, like Sean said, our little group, our community, not only just, you know, following us around and supporting us, but coming to know each other better in the chats, and really truly being a community and loving each other and praying for each other, and sharing supportive words and stuff like that. That's been a huge part of the year. Yeah, I think that debate with Vance was fun. I think we were, you know, really, that was probably one of our most on point streams. I think when we were calling heads and tails for everything that was being said, we were fact checking in true time, or in real time, just as well, if not better than some of the bigger channels were. We were even calling out Vance when things were a little rocky. I mean, we were on point. I thought it was really, really good. And then on the election stream is the other big one, you know, and I know Sean and I bounced to a couple of different channels here and there, because you just have so many people, dude, which is great. You have such a ring of people that you kind of cycle through and bring on and work with. It's fantastic to see. It's inspiring to see. And, you know, just to make room for others, we hopped out, but there were other people that were streaming like, hey, come on. So, you know, again, outside of this, there's other little networks and little spawns that have been created, and it's fantastic to see that. And again, when people are available, they tune in, they watch, and they show their support and their love. And I think that's great. And of course, again, you know, one of my favorite streams of the entire year was the one that we got to talk about faith. And that was just, it was one of Sean's favorites too, I think. But yeah, that was that was one of my favorite conversations. I'm glad we didn't do it live, because I don't think I would have been able to focus on the conversation as we were having it, and it was a serious one. And again, it's kind of one of those situations where you know, you get so happy to share something that makes you happy and bring joy in your life, and you get to share that with somebody. And we do that on a regular basis through the news and stories that hit us differently. It was just in a different vein, but something that to me is the greatest gift that you can possibly have. And I enjoy any opportunity to share that. And yeah, I couldn't have shared it with a better guy, or a better, you know, couple of guys, because I knew somebody was going to be in the chat too. You know, and those that are watching, I love everyone. And I want to see everybody, you know, receive that gift. And I want everybody to receive that joy and that calm and that peace that comes with it. So, so I appreciate that opportunity.
Well, and look at what came out of it.
What stream was that you're doing? Was it a Christmas stream or Thanksgiving
that other one
stream?
that I did a Christmas one.
Yeah, your Christmas stream. I sent you that Rumble rant.
You did, and you got me all choked up, man.
I remember that was a good moment. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah,
I liked that moment.
I know you did. You got me all choked up, man.
Because it was a real touching, genuine moment. It was, so that one I do remember.
But that again goes. We're genuine people. We're authentic people. We are who we are. And yeah, like you said, Robert. I mean, what a great return on that small investment of time, and just being real, just having a bro to bro conversation. I'm thrilled.
Well, I think the real return on investment came after we recorded the reaction video the other night. I mean, that was something that was really special to me. So I can only imagine. How it felt for you, man.
That was awesome. Yeah, I'm so happy.
So let's not leave everybody in the chat, hanging. So the other night, Chris and I had filmed a reaction video to a new Sleep Token song that came out recently. And when we were done filming and everything was off the live, and we had just got to talking, and the concept of faith and God had got brought up, and I mentioned to him that I'd started praying every night again, and I'd asked him if before we hopped off the call if we could pray together, and we did, and it was a blessing, man. So thank you again for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, let's get this whole show wrapped up. Sean, tell everyone where they can find you.
I'm around. Like a hooker on the corner. I'm around. No, but really, at Third Railify, at YouTube, at on Twitter, X. Although I think I'll call it X when it stops acting like Twitter. And then at Third Railify, at Rumble. So that's where I do all my live streams, and I spend most of my time on Rumble, and you should too. It's actually great. So I want to see everybody. All these names that I don't know, like you, Shelby, you specifically, in my chat. That's what I want to see. So do follow me there. I do news, and sometimes I'm funny, and sometimes even maybe charming. So yeah, again, at Third Railify, all those places, and I hope to see you guys there.
Links to all of Sean's pages are down in the description for your easy access. Chris,
don't follow me, follow them. But if you've already followed them and you already support them, yeah, y'all follow me too if you want to. Why not? I'm pretty much everywhere. X-Truth, Gav, Minds, Odyssey, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, pill.net now. So a little bit everywhere, but I'm pretty much everywhere. It's at my Morning Mayhem. At my Morning Mayhem. You can pretty much type that in anywhere and you'll find me, except Pornhub, because I don't have the figures for that.
And by figures means the numbers. Is he on there? Yes, he is.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I don't have the
OnlyFans.
It won't boost me up in the algorithm. But yeah, y'all follow me. I have a good time. I'm not as entertaining as them, but if you have nothing better to do, come on over. Get me off the screen.
Don't let him lie to you. He makes absolutely fantastic content. Everything from the reaction videos to his weekly show to his monthly live streams. The man puts out quality content every single time. I mean, he's an internationally award-winning filmmaker. Like you wouldn't expect anything less. And do not let him.
He's got laurels, baby. He's got laurels.
Don't let him gaslight you. Follow the shit out of him. Even if you don't use YouTube, follow him on YouTube. He just recently hit 1,000 subs. Do the damn thing.
I talked to a multi-millionaire today. That was exciting.
Yeah, exactly. I have that on my watch list too. Follow Sean as well. I mean, he's cranking out a ton of fucking content right now. And I mean a ton of content. And it's always entertaining.
Some of it's funny. Only some of it. When I'm huffing and puffing in a scream killer mask funny, talking about gang rape or gang banging a teacher by children. It's try to make that funny. That's a hard thing to make funny.
You did though.
You do it well.
And a little hot.
Everything he does is just, it's either absolutely hilarious, it's downright entertaining. Both of these guys, if they haven't already earned a subscribe and jumping into their live streams, do it now. while you can. That's it, for the show. As always, you can follow me on X at Real Robert Her, on Rumble at the Washcast, on Instagram as Real Robert Her and the Washcast, either one of them. I'm hoping to be back doing this regularly because this is a great outlet for me. So, guys, I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to do this anniversary.
But are
show
you going to
with,
have the
and
time?
I hopefully,
Because don't build me a buttercup just to let me down and mess me around.
Listen, I told you, you keep up with that attitude, I'm going to go out for more milk and cigarettes. Let's not go there. But
Daddy,
no, seriously, guys, thank you so much for being here. It's been an honor to work with you guys for the last year. And Sean, thank you for the wonderful new intro. And we are about to see the other half of it, the outro. But ladies and gentlemen, one last time, if you feel so inclined, feel free to like, follow us, comment, share this video with your friends, because it's no longer going to be a stream.
You got to get that Rumble rant. You got to get it.
Gotta get it. I have one. Where's that one? Oh shit, Eric! Thank you very much, brother. Night Fellas, great episode. Follow all. Oh, I love it, man. Thank you guys for all the subs, all of the Rumble rants. Y'all are fantastic, man. I love every last one of you so much. And thank you guys once again. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.